What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is the the power forward tier list in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So we've already done point guards, two guards, small forwards, and this is the power forwards tier list. But yeah, so pretty much, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 150,000 subscribers by the start of May. Right now we're about 7,000 off, so we're actually looking like we're going to get it. And also, before we get onto this, I just want to say this is purely subjective. I cannot be objective. And I know in all of these, there is normally a controversial pick, but again, this is all my opinion based on using these cards myself. But also, if there is a power forward that is released today, obviously, or well, it may be released actually before this. I'm recording this on early Thursday at about 7 a.m. Eastern time because, well, I currently have a little bit of a break from work, so I'm home, so I'm getting a little bit of work done now, and a little bit later I have a lot of stuff to do later today, so I won't have that much time. So pretty much, if there are new cards released, this is not taking them into account. So first of all, Shawn Kemp. He's not bad enough to go into D tier, but I'm going to put him in C tier. Kemp, I actually think the Kemp is going to get a good card this year. I think he definitely will, because if you guys looked at Shawn Kemp last year, we had a really bad pink time with Shawn Kemp, and then we got the Opal Shawn Kemp, and the Opal Shawn Kemp was really, really good. Although the Opal Kemp did come out, I'm pretty sure that came at the very end of the year, like near the last batch of players, so not a lot of people remember the card, but Kemp has actually got some good animations. He's got a good jump shot. However, his stats are not great, and he's just overall, he's a bit of a liability, but I do think the Kemp eventually is going to be a good card. Kristaps Porzingis is going into A tier. An elite card, but the reason why he's not in S tier is that if you can't really play him at power forward, because again, he's just kind of slow and not the fastest laterally, also gets burned. Like, you can blow by him so easily. For that reason, I'm putting him in A tier. But like, Porzingis still does have like goal limitless range, still an elite shot blocker, still overall a good card in the game, but yeah, I just don't quite think that he's don't quite think that he's S tier, but he's fantastic at the center position. I know a lot of people that use him at the center position, and to be honest, while this one is probably one of the higher end A tier players, one of the best A tier players, I would say that the pink diamond is also, the other pink diamond's in A tier, and also the diamond would be in A tier, but this one's obviously the best of the three. Then we have got Zion Williamson, who I'm also going to put into A tier. So Zion, you can play him at power forward. He's got a handle. He's got range extender. Just an overall really, really good card. Plays defense, plays offense, does everything. But again, sorry, you can't. Did I say you can play him at power forward? You can't play him at power forward. He's 6'6", so he's too small to play at power forward. But he's good to run to three. He's actually got a nice release with range extender, super fast, super good dunker, a really good card. Very overpriced because there are cards that are almost the same or if not better than them that are a lot cheaper, but pretty good card. Millsap. When Millsap first came out, he would have been like S tier. Now he's probably somewhere between A and B. I'm going to put him in A for now with the potential to move down. So Paul Millsap, a good shooter, no range extender, decent handle. Like when he first came out, he was like this lockdown elite defender, big, strong, could do the behind the back explosive, but obviously that's been patched. But overall, he does kind of everything except have range extender, so for that reason I'm going to put him in A tier, but he'd be kind of on the lower end of A tier. Bob Pettit's going B tier. Bob Pettit's actually good at going to the basket. He just can't really play defense, and he doesn't have range extender, so he's not the tallest power forward. He also can't really play defense with no clamps, got no range extenders, doesn't really spread the floor. In terms of like pure catch and shoot on the 3-point line, his release is money. He's also got either gold, I think it might actually be Hall of Fame quick first step, and he's a really good dunker, but he's just a liability. There are a lot of times where Bob Pettit's a liability, and for that reason he's going to be in B tier. Then we're going for another fantastic offensive player that I'm going to put in B tier, and it's Rashard Lewis. Again, Lewis, he's versatile offensively. He can do a little bit of everything. While he's not as good as Pettit going to the basket, he can shoot from deep. He's also got a really good handle. But again, no clamps means I cannot justify putting him higher in B tier. And it's the exact same with Blake Griffin. So Blake Griffin, offensively, is really good. His jump shot is good. He's you can run him at center and he'll do fine. He'll do a job there. Like, there's no question about it. Like, he's probably best to be ran as a quick center. Also, with a shoe, he can he can speed boost, which is big. He was kind of first a 5 out center, although Dwight Howard and Chris Webber are significantly better than him now. I think he's got a version of quick first step. When he came out, he was really good because he came out at the very start, or came at the end of November, or the very start of... It was either the very end of November or the very start of December he came out. But he was fantastic when he came out. He's just kind of been... He's kind of been outclassed since then, but he's a really good card. Don't get me wrong, he's a really good card, but I would definitely don't think he belongs up in this tier. Reese Lucas, you know what? He doesn't do anything. He actually does not do anything well. He's undersized, so he's not the best rebounder. He's not particularly fast, not particularly good in post. Well, he's not particularly good dunker, not particularly good. I think he is pretty good in the post, but I don't know. His animations didn't feel the greatest. Not a good shooter. Just does nothing. Serge Ibaka, gonna put him in C tier. I just don't like him. I've used him at Opal a few times, and I just don't think he's very good. I know there are people that swear by Serge Ibaka, but like, you don't like. I have not seen anyone use a Serge Ibaka in a long time. It has been a long time. Like, even the people that have him evoed up to Opal, really, the purpose of that card going up to Opal was novelty more than anything. It was an unbelievably long grind as well. So, fair play to anyone who managed to get him up, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not the greatest card in the world. But yeah, now we are on to Amare Stoudemire, who I am going to put into B tier. He's like, basically, he's similar to Serge Ibaka, except he's got a brilliant release. Like, Amare's release is fantastic. Pick and pops, shooting in the corner, he's money. A decent athlete, not the best defender, but again, he's quick. He's alright. He's bang smack in the middle where he belongs. So, Giannis is our first S tier player. So, Giannis, I don't know. I'm starting to actually like Giannis less and less, but at the same time, he can dominate games. Whenever they release range extender Giannis this year, it's going to be the best card we've ever seen on my team. Straight up. Can hop step really well, super fast. And not a bad shooter. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about him that just doesn't feel great for me. Like, I will not take Giannis. Like, Giannis is in my team. He's in my team for the long run. Both versions of Giannis are in my team for the long run. I don't know, maybe I'm just coming up against a lot of zone recently and he doesn't do the job, like, he doesn't fit the role properly. But it's just something with me that I just am into playing well in. But I still am going to argue that he's not a top 2 or 3 card in the game. Like, even though I'm not the biggest fan, I can't really make that argument because he's that good. Like, normally I'm going to say everything's subjective, but like, objectively, Giannis is one of the best cards in the game. Then, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi's an S tier. You definitely would not play Kawhi at power forward because he's 6'7". Good shooter. Really good shooter. His release, while I originally did not like his release with Hall of Fame quick draw, the more I'm used to it, the more I like it. That's one of the things I find with Hall of Fame quick draw, is there's almost always a learning curve. There's always a little bit of a learning curve with how quick those releases are. But Kawhi, again, he doesn't miss, a fantastic defender, and just an overall good card in game. Next, you got Aaron Gordon, who I kind of wanted to put him in S tier. I'm going to put him in A tier. He's like everything that Paul Millsap does, except he's got Hall of Fame quick first step and range extender. Like, he's an unbelievable defender. Quick first step, range extender. Again, like, probably hovering between A and B. And the reason why I just think obviously hovering between S and A, there's a few guys that I think are better than them going into S tier. So, Paul George, no doubt about it. I think Paul George is one of the best releases in the game. I know some people don't like Paul George, but in my opinion, Paul George is like, I would argue he's a top 5 card in the game. Paul George is unreal, lads. Unreal. 98 overall. Jump shot is so nice. Like, one of the best releases in the game. He's also got the ability to shoot from deep. He's fast going to the basket. He's an elite defender. Good, actually decent enough post defender. Pretty much everything that Paul George does is really good. Then we have got Rudy. Again, don't know about demonetization if I can say a second name. I definitely can't put it in the title or description anyway. But Rudy is going into... there is so many cards that are like between A and S. Like, I don't think he's as good as Paul George. I don't think he's as good as Kawhi. But I also think he's better than Aaron Gordon. I'm putting him in S tier. I'm putting him in S tier right now. Will I regret that one? Maybe, but that's where he's going for now. Larry Bird is going into A tier. So Larry Bird is basically like the equivalent of Paul George, except he's not a great dunker in terms of shooting and everything. The equivalent. So Larry would be like, I'd say Larry and Aaron Gordon would be like hovering between A and S, be on the higher end. But in power forward position, like if you look up, like Giannis is the only one of these guys that should be a power forward. Like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Rudy, and Larry Bird should all be small forwards. Like in reality, it should be Giannis and Aaron Gordon in S tier, but so many small forwards are given the position power forward, they're in there. So OG Anunoby is going into A tier. He just does everything. He does everything. He's 6'8", got decent height, goes to the basket well, dunks well, a really nice release. He just kind of does everything. Derrick Jones Jr. I'm going to put into B tier. And again, this is one of those ones where like Derrick Jones Jr. should be better than OG. I just think OG is just that little bit taller and plays that little bit better for me. Miles Bridges is going into A or S. I'm going to put him in S. Mainly because of just the fact he's a budget player. He's also really good. He is, I'd say he's significantly better than running Derrick Jones Jr. I think he's a little bit better than running Aaron Gordon. Like, as much as I think Derrick Jones Jr. is okay, he's got absolutely no post-game at all. Whereas Bridges has a better release and has a post-game. Next, we're on to Tom Chambers, who is going into A tier. So Tom Chambers, nothing spectacular until he goes up to Pink Diamond. But once he goes to Pink Diamond, which is not the biggest grind in the world either, I'm telling you, he's nice. He can do everything. Unfortunately, he gets steady shooter, which is a little bit annoying, but he's got like Hall of Fame quick first step. He's 6'10", he gets range extender. He's also got clamps as well, so elite defender. Just an all-around unbelievable card once he is up at Pink Diamond. But the fact that he has steady means that he's not going to be in S tier. Gerald Wallace, you know what? I'm putting Gerald Wallace in S tier as well. I think Gerald Wallace is absolutely fantastic. Like, absolutely fantastic. Like, he can play the 3, play the 4, his release is unbelievable. I think he's actually just a better version of Miles Bridges. As crazy as that is to say, I think he's better than Miles Bridges, and I also think he's better than Rudy. Just personal preference, but they're close, and I think Gerald Wallace is better. I actually really like Gerald Wallace. Paul Pierce is going into A tier for the exact same reason as I had Tom Chambers in there, is that Paul Pierce has steady. So Paul Pierce is like a similar card to like Bridges, Wallace, those type of cards. I do think he's a little better than Derrick Jones Jr., who I might have been a little harsh putting him down in this tier. Because he is better than all these guys. But Paul Pierce, as much as I really do like the card, steady is... I just don't trust players with steady shooter, because they full white glitch more, they miss more open shots, and like at the end of a game, I don't want a player that has a badge which might make him less likely to hit a wide open shot on the floor. So honestly, there's a reason why I just don't trust steady shooter players. Then we got LaMarcus Aldridge, who is... I honestly, if LaMarcus Aldridge was a center, I'd put him in S tier. Like, he is broken. Because you cannot play him a power forward. He will get abused at power forward. He's going to A tier. I'm telling you this right now. LaMarcus Aldridge is broken. That is how good this guy is. Like, you give the ball to him on the 3-point line. You know when 2K20 used to just be able to rise up in people's face and hit shots? For some reason, he can do that even without steady shooter. Like, he's got LMA base, which is basically base 11. An unbelievable release. Hall of Fame quick draw. Hall of Fame range extender. With the way I play with pick and pops, he is the best power forward in the game, or the best center in the game for the way I play specifically. But the reason why he's not in S tier in power forwards is, one, I think power forward is an unbelievable position, and two, can't really play power forward. Like, you're gonna abuse him if I'm running any of those guys up top, especially Giannis, Rudy, or Paul George, because they've got the height at power forward. They're gonna eat LaMarcus Aldridge alive. Sure, Aldridge is gonna be good in the post, but it's a bit boring playing in the post in my opinion, so that's why he's not in there. Next, we are on to Antoine Walker, who is going up into A tier. So Antoine Walker, once he gets not great when he's diamond, but once he gets evo to Pink Diamond, he can shoot, he can handle, he's got limitless, he's got clamps, he can play defense. Overall, a really, really good card. Then we have got Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, he's actually not a bad offensive player and has a good release. However, he may be the worst defensive player in this game. Well, defensive player that's above a rating of like 75 in this game. He is so bad. Like, I remember when he first came out, people were using him. I used to love it because you could literally burn him with non-quick first step players. He's that bad in defense. Going bang smack in the middle is Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris is just like a 3-and-D guy, just solid. Like, he is solid. He's not going to look bad, not going to look great, got range extender, got clamps, but he's not going to really find his own shot. Like, he could hit wide open shots when he's left, but that's it. He's just solid, is the only word I can use to describe him. Then we have Gazebo, Zach Randolph. I'm putting him in C tier. I just think he's slow, a decent enough shooter, decent enough post game. I know he's free. I know a lot of people did like him when he first came out, but when he first came out was around the time when, like, that was even like before the likes of Bob Pettit and stuff, right? That was like around the Blake Griffin time. Blake Griffin was the best power forward in the game. So like since then, obviously an awful lot has changed. If you look at the top 2 lines, almost all of them have been out in the last 3 weeks. So while Zebo was good when he came out, has definitely been outclassed since. Josh Smith. Do I want to put Josh Smith in A or in B? Because Josh Smith is similar to Millsap. Except I do prefer Millsap's release. But Smith's an inch taller. You know, I'm going to put Millsap up there and Smith a bit down, but they do basically the same job. A good defender, alright shooter, good at going to the basket, is overall solid. Then we got Siakam, who at one stage was one of the best power forwards in the game. Got to put him here into B tier as well. Can actually hit wide open shots and shoot really well. But he's just no threat at all apart from that, and he literally cannot play in the post. So I used to just like force him to go to the basket, and hopefully I'd be post up because he can't hit a post hook or a fadeaway. Then Draymond. He's too small. He's too small. If Draymond Green could play at small forward, I would put him up here in B tier because he's actually a really good defender. And he'd be fairly okay playing small forward on defense, but because he can't play there, he's a little bit undersized to play power forward as well as not really bringing much on offense. So that is why he's going down C tier. Ben Simmons, bang smack in the middle in B tier. So Ben Simmons, he loses the advantage of being able to play point guard, and he's just like a much worse Giannis. Like a much worse Giannis when you're looking at him at power forward position. The fact that he was free and everyone had a chance of getting him, and it wasn't like a free chance getting him, literally everyone has him that wanted him, means that an unbelievable budget player and everyone should have him in their team, especially even if they're on a big budget. However, he's just not exceptional, is he? And then we have got A tier Jaren Jackson Jr. So Jaren Jackson Jr. actually has got a really good release. He can block shots. He can do pretty much everything you need from a player. So honestly, if I'm looking at power forwards and I want someone to play defense, and because he's got clamps as well, you cannot go wrong with someone like a Jaren Jackson Jr., a pretty good card. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. This is the tiers to power forwards. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.